In a world ruled by giants, the river's most terrifying predator, armored in scales, erupts from the murky depths with explosive fury. A strike of fire-hardened wood meets armored hide. A violent clash where human courage directly challenges raw, prehistoric power. Beneath the churning surface, the true terror unfolds in a maelstrom of thrashing scales, powerful webbed claws, and spreading blood. The fragile log raft becomes a desperate battleground, where every single spear thrust is a frantic struggle for their very lives. Before the deadly river, their long journey was an endless trek across sun-scorched plains under an uncertain and unforgiving horizon. Around the nightly fire's glow, their crucial plans were shared not in words, but in the universal, unspoken language of communal survival. Each new dawn always begins with the same ritual, packing simple tools. There lives a constant, necessary press onward into the unknown. Through the shimmering savanna heat, their keen and watchful eyes scanned for sustenance, a small, solitary clan constantly on the move. Now their path forward is blocked by a deadly barrier at wide, murky river that hides an ancient and ever-patient hunger. A single heavy stone tossed into the current reveals a horrifying truth in the shadows below. Confirming all their deepest fears, with quiet, determined ingenuity, they bind heavy logs. With tough vines crafting a crude but essential vessel of desperate hope, a silent, knowing understanding passes between them. They know the immense risk of the crossing, but it is a risk that must be taken as the afternoon sun dips low. Their crude arc takes shape, a testament to their unwavering resolve in this hostile, ancient world. With fateful, heavy steps, they commit their lives to the lashed logs. Pushing off from the relative safety of the shore into the current dot, their journey truly begins. A fragile vessel carrying the clan's entire future against the immense power of the primeval river. For a few fleeting moments, a deceptive and beautiful peace settles over the water, a silent calm masking the danger lurking just below. Suddenly, that fragile calm shatters as a second, even larger nightmare unhinges its colossal jaws and explodes from the water. Absolute chaos erupts as the clan fights back with guttural shouts and desperate frantic jabs at the circling, armored behemoth. A terrifying swirl of foam and blood. The river claims its first victim, pulling one of their own into the dark, suffocating. Abyssed on an incredible act of selfless bravery, one warrior leaps directly onto the monsters armored and violently thrashing back. The primal instinct to protect the young becomes absolute, a living shield of flesh and bone against the jaws of extinction. Battered and terror-stricken, the survivors huddle on the tilting raft, tending to the wounded as the nightmarish threat still circles. Perfectly aimed spear finds a vulnerable eye socket, a decisive life-saving blow that ends the Titan's reign of terror through a crimson tide of their own making. The utterly exhausted survivors pull their broken raft toward the welcoming sight of the shore as their feet finally touch solid ground. The full, crushing weight of their ordeal settles upon their weary, trembling bodies, a silent promise to carry their memory forward. In this harsh world, every wound is a lesson tended with leaves and vines, a painful reminder of the terrible price of passage. Life must immediately continue as they fish for food, but the river's deadly shadow now looms over every waking, cautious moment. Their collective gaze turns inland, away from the water, toward the distant misty hills that promise them a new beginning. They leave the river of death far behind, their immense loss but carrying their unbreakable spirit forward into the savanna. Bloody memories of the struggle now fueled their relentless and unified march into the vast, unknown African interior. Even after such profound terror, a child's simple wonder at a colorful bird reminds them precisely what they are fighting for. One last, lingering look back at the water confirms that danger has passed. But its memory is now forever etched into their minds. Huddled together in the cool dawn light, they draw strength from one another, their shared survival having forged an even stronger bond. The lessons learned from the river were harsh but vital. Their tools and their tactics for survival must continue to evolve, though they move onward with new hope. They carry the knowledge that this ancient, savage world is always watching, always waiting in the quiet, rhythmic moments of the long trek. They find a fragile comfort in familiar gentle rituals, and family connection. Their sharp focus shifts from immediate, violent defense to the timeless need for provision. As the hunt for food begins anew, against the immense, sweeping landscape, this small band of pioneers continues to carve a courageous, vital path for all of humanity deep in the river they left behind. The defeated giant sinks into legend, its long and brutal era of unchallenged dominion finally ending. The muddy riverbank holds the splintered, silent scars of their battle are testament to their incredible, unyielding will to live. Each agonizing wound tells its own story of survival, a permanent mark left by their clash with the ancient, monstrous river kings on this new, safer shore. The first tentative steps of a new generation signal a profound and deeply meaningful victory for the future. With newfound, hard-won knowledge, they draw a simple map in the mud, sharing their experience to guide the challenging way forward. Their passage through this new Visitori does not go unnoticed. They are a strange and determined new force of nature in this land. The throbbing pain of their journey is a constant, unwelcome companion, but it never slows their resolute, unified progress. A hoarse, guttural cry of triumph echoes across the plains as a spear is raised. They are survivors, they are warriors, and they endured as living. Breathing shadows of a bygone age, they walk with a unified purpose and an unshakable will toward the bright dawn of a new one. They are constantly thinking, learning, and adapting, using their growing intelligence to improve the simple tools that ensure their survival. This new, fertile land offers its bounty freely, a rich and welcome reward for their incredible courage and their sheer perseverance. With every single step they take, the treacherous river fades further into memory, but its harsh, vital lessons will not be forgotten. A shared, determined glance between two of them conveys everything. We survived this together, and we will survive whatever comes next. On the far shore, they bring forth the sacred, civilizing gift of fire, a crackling beacon of warmth, safety, and life in the darkness. Amidst the grunts and gestures of survival, the first faint whispers of more complex language and the sound of laughter begin to emerge. They now move with a powerful, newfound rhythm, a clan that was forged and hardened in fire and water, marching forward together as one dot in their ancient, desperate struggle for existence. We see a timeless and profound reflection of our own species' deep will to endure. And so their epic journey continues, a small column of survivors vanishing into a vast green horizon that holds the future of us all. Here, where a single spear was left, we witness the dawn of true courage. Asterisk,